Puck and the Tiny, it amplifies their damage up a lot in the mid game. So I think it's going to be pretty potent. It is a pretty greedy draft, I do feel, from Smashers with the Underlord pick as well. This is a hero that, you know, you're playing your own lane for the most part. You're not going to go help out too much to those side lanes for some time. And Leshrac and Wraith King are just individually, they do have some greed between themselves. So we'll see how they do set up these lanes. I wonder if they actually do put the Abaddon top, because I feel like that could be kind of a disaster. I feel like they might have to do some weird stuff with their lanes, because I actually do not want to have this double melee top for Smashers, because that's just going to enable Seb to get out of control. And I think you really don't want that to happen for this Elder Titan this game.
No, you absolutely don't. This is, you know, kind of similar to game number 1 where Rasmus really had to pop off on the axe. This is going to be OG here with Seb, of course, you know, having to pop off on this Elder Titan and really, you know, start making that tempo here. But they do have a nice ward over here on the side. They can spy out quite a bit. Nice stroke of fate landing over on 2 right away. Saksa. It's just gonna...
Can't quite toss. He's trying. He can't.
He's just a little tiny in a big world. You know, that is a very heavy Underlord that he was chasing.
This is true. What's our rune exchange? Looks like Smashers should get 3. So a little bit of a decent, you know, a little bit of a better start. However, we did see, I think, the other day when the team grabbed 4 bounty runes, they actually lost the series. So that was a little bit of a dice. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
That is a nice way to get started, but sometimes you just can't keep up that nice start.
And they are going to be doing exactly what we said. They're going to be putting the Underlord and the Abaddon bottom. Love it. I think this is way better, but look at what they're going to actually start out for with OG. They're actually going to have Saksa start out bottom as well to try to do some tossbacks. They do this a lot when they have a greedy carry that is going to struggle versus like something like an Underlord, this heavy, high base damage hero. They tend to start out tri-lands when they see this. So they're going to try to set up Ana for success, because Ana, he's got a 20 base damage differential to Underlord, so they do have to help.
I was about to say, a lot of the times currently when OG is playing, it feels like it's a bit of a 4 protect 1 sort of deal. Thompson is always, you know, the one who's kind of making those plays early, trying to just be very annoying. But at the end of the day, it is very much, you know, on his shoulders.
Yeah, that does mean that Seb, though, is not going to get that farm that we were saying that he probably will up top, since it's going to be that tiny securing farm for Spectre. So maybe he will have a bit of a slower one. As we've seen them, like we said, we've seen them do this quite a lot. It's just leave Seb on an island, they secure that tri-lane farm, then they make the moves later on once the Spectre or, you know, ex-greedy hero does get away with what he wants.
Now, I know, like, with some of the teams, you generally want to empower the hero that's going to be coming online earlier, right? So in this case, I would definitely say that that would be Seb, although hold that thought, because the action's coming out here on the bottom lane. Photic Shield being used over here by Tofu, but Ana on the hunt, he's going to be able to collect that first blood. And are they going to try to get anything else here? Stroke of fate over onto Rasmus. They really are just kind of struggling here. Rasmus trying to move, trying to get some of this damage off, just getting those spells down, but eventually, No Tail will collect a kill.
Yeah, so I think it really is just it is just enabling Spectre. Otherwise, he gets like nothing down here versus Underlord. So they're just going to actually stick with the 3 of them. Tofu TP's back, but he's just dead. He went alone.
That's... yeah. Even our observer, I don't think, was quite expecting that.
No, and now Rasmus, he's an Underlord down bottom without an Abaddon to TP to help him. So he has to just be careful of his positioning. If there's mana on the 2 supports, he can die. And they are going to successfully pull the lane back with a single pull, looks like. No-Tail should be able to do that one. And 1 melee creep actually gets through, so it's actually going to be able to deny most of that wave. This bottom lane is going to be a problem now for Rasmus.
I mean, you've got to do the walk of shame back down there if you're the Abaddon, and it's a lot of time where Rasmus just can't approach at all. He's not going to be able to get any sort of farm. Top lane, though, they are trying to make some...
the stuns.
Trying to make some things happen on Seb, but like you said, when you stack the stuns, you're not going to get that optimal amount of damage down.
You can't be making those type of mistakes. You're heavily crushing the CS, which is fantastic right now for Hellbear Smashers, but this is an ET who's now level 3. He's gotten away with, I feel like, more than he should have up top by himself.
Toss back right over to No Tail. He's got that ink swell on him. It's going to proc. Not quite enough damage here, though. Again, they follow up with that aphotic shield. But look at the way that they're zoning here. This is just free farm for the Spectre to do pretty much whatever she likes, because every time they get a little too close, they immediately get punished. Look at the Saksa already pincering into position. Toss up with the avalanche, the stroke of fate. Photic Shield does buy them a bit more time, and looks like Ana's gonna back off here, just go back to farming creeps, and No Tail does have to be a little bit careful. He is getting chased down here by Tofu, but just gonna go safely back to his tower.
It really is such an interesting approach to see, like, just because they really want to secure, they're keeping the tri-lane even still, claritying up on the side with Saksa, No Tail also with the Bassi for that mana regen. They're just going to keep trying to pressure and just kill this Underlord.
Saksa has the ink swell, waits patiently, will be able to go land over onto Rasmus again. They have that aphotic shield tossed back, though, into the avalanche, right over to Ana, as No Tail chipping away as well. Tofu doing everything he can, trying to push them back. That Firestorm does hurt, so Saksa has to back off a little bit, but meanwhile, in the top lane, they do manage to find the kill on Seb. So they are making strides in that top lane, despite the fact that this bottom lane is just so difficult. Tofu maybe staying just a little bit too long, does have the shield, though. The Sal will be used on Rasmus.
Really interesting approach, really. It's a sacking Seb, hoping he gets the best. He's gotten a lot, he dies, but they are securing that farm. You see Spectre with 18 last hits to Underlord's 11. That like almost never happens when it is Spectre versus Underlord. Just look at his base damage. So that's the whole reason to why they're doing it, and we are starting to see, you know, Smasher just come out a bit more ahead out of this because the Wraith King is getting absolute free farm.
Do you like the way that they've decided to just, you know, I don't want to say put all the eggs in the basket, but the way that they're playing, just really trying to protect Ana, make sure that he can get all that farm? Or do you think they should be helping Seb?
They go for it. It's a decision they made, right? It's the way that they like to play. They like making sure that Ana has a good start when he plays Greed. So, you know, it's a different approach from each team. So if it ends up working, it's great. If they end up having this like Slark or this Spectre having a good item timing on like Blade Mail and just gets this super farm, then absolutely, it's gonna work out for them.
All right. Working his way over there, and see Saksa did make a little bit of a rotation over towards that mid, but he's headed right back here again. They're trying to contest this little bit of a pull. Ana's making his way over here to the shop's gonna get his Ring of Health, so that's going to enable him to stay in the lane a little bit easier. As Tofu is rotating over to this mid lane.
They're double securing bounty. They're double securing the rune for the Lesh. Stormstormer's already having a pretty good time. Saksa.
Well, gets the avalanche off here. But Gilgear will snap up the Invis rune. Bottom lane, some more plays trying to get done here, but again, not quite enough damage without that Tiny.
And now Gilgear, Invis, he's just sitting around the mid lane. If Topson steps up too far, they can definitely chain stun and kill him. So Topson being quite cautious. And it means that Seb now in a solo matchup versus a super farmed Wraith King. So it doesn't feel easy for Seb.
Dream Coil followed up with the avalanche toss back as they've got their eyes over here on this Leshrac. They want to burn him down, but they're not quite able to as they end up losing Saksa and Topson as they turn right back around and find No Tail. The positioning coming out and the lockdown is just so good. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane here, this is not looking very good here for Ana, though. He's going to try to just throw out the dagger, slow him down. He's going to run away. What a rotation, though, coming out from the Smashers.
And just a little bit of, maybe unfortunate, but also just not the best targeting decision in coming out from OG. They tried to go for both, I think. They tossed and stunned the Abba to break the coil, but because of that, they didn't have the burst to kill the Lesh, so the Lesh kills everybody. Some pretty big mistakes from OG and some nice rotations from Smashers to enable this Lesh, who's already having such a good start.
Well, Saksa making his way up.
He's even TPing bottom, and he's going to refill up Rasmus with the bottle too, and look to actually kill Ana here. This could be a really nice move for Stormstormer.
We'll open up with the Pit of Malice, followed up with Storm, and there's just so much damage coming out from Leshrac. He just helps rip him down as Rasmus gets the final hit, and down goes Spectre.
And a lot of the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kill the Spectre, and they give the mid lane to the supports, which they would love that experience. Some excellent stuff from Smashers. Already 3K advantage.
It's a lot of damage placed on that bottom tower.
And the glyph was forced. So now the second go, Stormstormer is going to clear this wave. This tower is just dead if OG doesn't set up a massive defense. Edict will just kill it. And here we go.
TP coming in from Ana. Jump immediately with the silence. We'll get the Pit of Malice off, though. They're going to back off. He's just going to take off that Phantom's Embrace. And they do protect their tower a little longer. There's a nice double damage rune over here that Topson, I'm sure, would love to pick up.
That's actually pretty heads up. You know, they don't kill the Lesh, but they push him away from the tower, and they're going to keep this tower alive for Ana for quite a lot longer. So it's a cool play. Even though they don't get the actual kill, they just force him away. I like that. I mean, now, because of this Topson, it forces in mid, and Tofu has to be careful because of the Tiny hanging around.
There's the benefit of having a hero that can clear out waves, as they are going to try to slow down Rasmus. We'll get the Ingswell to connect. Topson's here. He's got the double damage. They've got the silence as well. As the Waning Rift comes in hot. Body blocks coming out too. And No Tail will eventually be the one to get the kill. But those are some earn charges coming over here for Topson.
And he can steal a bounty away, level 8, and he's got this DD. He can actually swing mid because he still has Dream Coil available. They actually are bringing Seb, who's level 7 somehow.
Nice stomp landing over here on the Leshrac. Tofu immediately removing it. Topson getting position. He is going to settle here for, of course, Tofu, who is leashed up. And will get taken down.
Not bad. That's just the 5 Abaddon. Who cares about him? You get your Leshrac away. Gilger has already hit 6 on the line pretty early on, and Stormstormer already making another move up top. No-Tail just TPs to his death.
Yep, and looks like Rasmus may be teleporting right here to his death, with Saksa being in position already. The teleports are coming out, though. Trying to go for that stomp, and there it is. It's the final hit. More teleports coming out. Ace did manage to take a tower while this was going on. He does have his
Stormstormer's just being very active. The Lesh just moving from lane to lane with this max edict. He can easily just take out these towers. Mid tower is super low too. Topson.
Oh, Ace takes down Saksa while this is going on. The chase is on now over here on Seb. Topson can't do too much other than the slides. Can they burst him down? The haunt comes out. He'll be able to get the kill on Stormstormer, perhaps diving just a bit far. It's a nice earth spike. Tofu is going to try to keep Gilgear alive. Does have that spirit chasing after him.
He didn't finish the tower off either. It's actually at 30 HP. It's still alive in the mid lane. Just diving a bit too far. Did cost the haunt, but well worth it for OG, just taking out this pesky Lesh who's been quite problematic.
And still
Are they going to
protecting
deny
this
the mid? They're thinking about it.
Well, they will, eventually.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, the teleports are coming out. They want Rasmus. Pit of Malice, but the Avalanche already connecting with the stomp, the sleep, the burst is there, and now they'll turn their attention right over to Stormstormer, who he's doing a lot of damage. Saksa almost falling there, but Topson will collect a kill. Finger coming out from Gilgear, though, will be able to remove Topson from this equation.
Oh no, Stormstormer, after having such glorious rotation, such a great start, back-to-back deaths as soon as he TPs out. That's still quite painful. At least they get Topson. Thank God for Gilgear for them.
Yeah, whoa, No Tail needing to be a bit careful here. That's a lot of damage coming out from Aces. Tofu just pulling here in the bottom lane as the Aphotic is just chasing down Seb. Does have Gilgear nearby, so Seb does have to be a little bit careful, but looks like they want to focus on this tower.
The 5 Abaddon chasing away the 3 Elder Titan. Love to see it. As bottom tower might also just get denied. OG might just go for this one too, and they will. Okay.
You can see some pincering coming out, perhaps trying to make some moves here over onto Seb. Ace
wants him.
Pincering. Immediately the Hex comes out. They bide their time. Earth Spike. And a couple big old crits. Even use the Ray Fire Blast. Tofu taking the last hit on that. I don't think that was necessary, but
He says thanks, at least.
that's true. Good manners are important. Manners maketh man. Rasmus, though, top lane. He's got the Inkswell, the Silence there, just chasing down this poor Underlord. He is not getting any breathing room with the Phantom's Embrace. The toss-up, Saksa cleaning up on Rasmus.
Oh, and he had his hood in his backpack.
Oh,
Perhaps
no.
if he has actually the hood in his inventory, maybe he pops it and he has the time for Tofu to save him, but that is a big slip of Rasmus, also dying back-to-back a couple of times now, as these Ancients and hard camp stacks now start to get worked on by Ana.
Ooh, there's a chipped vest that just got found. Do have the mask, though, on the Spectre currently.
He's probably going to take the chip. It's just 2 value.
Ace waiting off over on the side. Does get spotted out, though, by the Spirit. Looks like they'll back off for now. And Seb will be allowed to hit some creeps.
Yeah, and Seb's gone for the 2-2-4 build, actually liking it because he can't get into the faces of them so much. He just wants to buff up the magic damage of his team right now. 4 points in that aura, lots of magic damage on them as well. As Gilgear...
Ooh, he breaks the smoke. It doesn't look like... I mean, they're slowing him down. I think they really wanted to get the jump on someone else here.
He just gets the stun off during the toss, and he ends up living because of it.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Top lane, Spectre poking away here on Tofu. Doesn't feel very good when you're just getting chased down like this, but eventually, Ana will back off. Tofu's just gonna go and dig himself a little hole here, find himself something yummy.
Yeah, he's got Tranquil Boots. He'll just chill, wait till those come back active. He's just taking the scary place to farm right now in this Abaddon while his team is looking to make the move over to help him out. Gilgear as well as Ace, they have Finger online. if they can get the initial stun onto Ana, very likely they can just finish him.
They gotta just not stack those stuns though, right? The Haunt immediately coming out though, realizing that something feels a bit off as they do get a Dream Coil over onto mid, but the Hex, they're just able to control Ana, so he's not gonna be able to join into this fight over here as Rasmus, he is ticking down. That's another kill for Tops, and Stormstormer's on his way, and they do have the Yules to get the Soulbind off. Soxa, though, he is just burning to all of these spells coming out from Leshreq, and hey, look at that, beautiful. A nice double damage rune available now for Stormstormer.
You couldn't ask for a more precise hit there from Smashers. It's literally as Ana is haunting away, they get the kill. Like that's picture perfect. It's a 2+ minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes where that haunt is gonna be down. Yeah, that was really, really nice hit by them. Now, that means Ace is just going to be enabled to have a much earlier Radiance timing than anything else. Spectre is going to have some problems.
Yeah, Ace is getting closer and closer to that relic. And he's had a lot of room here to be able to breathe. Let's see, though. Let's see, because the last game, you know, Smashers, they were looking very, very good. They were getting everything they needed on Rasmus early. They're making the right moves, but eventually it just reached a certain timing where they weren't able to keep up the momentum. So what do they need to do now, Vogt? What do they need to do to keep up this momentum and keep the pressure going?
Right, I think the state of the game is actually pretty good for them. Just like chilling out, they're farming up really good on all their cores. Hunting the Spectre like that was the ideal. So I think if they can do that again in the next like 80 seconds or so when Fingers back up, that's great. But right now, they're okay with like just chilling out. If Heroes show in the side lanes, they can threaten them. But this is a fantastic start for the Wraith King. And Ace, you know, I do feel like he's much more comfortable when he's playing something like just Wraith King. Ricky, that hero just feels a little weird. Like overall as a carry, he's not the best. And I feel like Ace, he's just not really the most comfortable with something like that. Just much better on a traditional carry.
Well, he definitely looked excellent last season, so definitely excited to see how far they can go here in, of course, the upper division. A Blink Dagger does get picked up on Soxa, though, so positioning is going to be very, very important here, as he's going to be able to initiate quite nicely. And Ana makes his way down towards this bottom area, and there's some pressure being placed on top, though, coming out from OG in the meanwhile. Oh, we got an Uber service, though, coming out here. Looks like everybody's headed up.
He's bringing the 4.
Try to protect this.
Gilger has his Blink coming out on the Lion 2 in a moment. It's flying out on the Courier. So they have a great way to set up these fights now.
I don't think they'll wait
and
for it,
No-Tail
though.
standing under a ward.
Yeah, he really is as he walks right into Ace. Couple big hits, 1, 2, 3. Down goes No-Tail. And it looks like they do manage to get the tower during all this.
They've got some good timings here. They also have Rasmus finishing up a pipe in a moment, too, versus this puck. It's pretty huge. As Gilger, he jumps up on high ground, but a little early.
Just a little bit. Dream Coil does get used, but it doesn't seem like they... Yeah, look at this. They have the protection here coming out from Tofu. Thompson, they're looking, hoping maybe someone will get a little bit out of position as Soxa does reveal himself, but they'll turn their attention now over here towards this this tier 2.
Not too early at all. He forced a coil. That's pretty sweet for Gilger, just jumping into the high ground blindly.
Not usually something you want your supports to do.
No.
But it worked out this time.
It looked quite scary for him.
It's very tanky. It's going to immediately throw out the Aphotic Shield, and they're going to be leashed up. They'll use the Haunt, and they've got the Silence. This is going to be possibly, yes, it's going to be a first-time death here for that Wraith King. He's coming right back up again. He needs people to go and help him out. Nice split Earth being tossed out in the middle of everything, and there's going to be able to just hold on into play. Soxa jumping onto the back lines, though, is able to take down Stormstormer with a little help here from Thompson. Now Tofu, they have the vision. Thompson gets himself a double kill, as the rest of the side of Smashers are just on the back foot.
Stormstormer's still very vulnerable. He's so squishy. He actually went for the Kaya with the Yule, so he doesn't actually have any HP bonus to protect himself. He's gonna just be completely reliant on the pipe from Rasmus and the shields from the Abaddon. That's a scary place to put yourself in. Not even like a casual cloak or something like that to guard himself versus all this magic damage. I don't know. I'm a little worried now for Lash. I think the Wraith King's gonna have an excellent game, but this Lash I feel like could just chain die. The ET Spirit on top of him with a tiny combo, and he's just dead. 1200 HP does not save you at this point.
Coil followed up with Soxa Avatos. Gilger's here though, and he does manage to go and they just control Thompson.
Nice.
Down goes the puck, and they're still hunting. They're looking for more here, realizing they have a little bit of a window. They do spot out Soxa, and they're going to rip down this ward. Make the side of OG a little blinder here around this area.
Gilger on points per usual, 304. Excellent game so far from this Lion.
especially when you consider we thought he was definitely dead. Seb, though, over in the mid lane. We talked about this positioning. They just have so much damage. They'll find the kill on the Elder Titan.
OG getting caught off guard there a bit here. Just stepped up a little bit too far to farm, and this is just the enable Ana now at this point, really, just because of how they're getting picked off also on Topson. Like it's back to like the usual OG, I would want to say. It's just make this Spectre the absolute full carry. Just keep looking for the big pops though. So I'm still gonna be watching Soxa, the ET Spirit. This Leshrac has to be so careful with his positioning because he can just die almost instantly. I want him to get either the Vitality booster or Point Booster ASAP because he's very frail right now.
And there's only so much that really, this Abaddon can do to keep him alive, right? It's a little bit difficult because their initiation's a little strange coming out on the side of Smashers. There's no traditional jump like you would normally see in some of their drafts.
And their save it's very short distance. Abaddon playing versus Grimstroke, you're gonna either get leashed and double silence, or you're gonna get silence from Puck. Can be a little bit tough to ask Tofu to get all those saves out onto Stormstormer. Does pick up the Vitality booster though, so 1600 HP now.
Ooh, they find Ana, the jump forward with the Earth Spike, Pit of Malice. Ace just chopping away over here. Do they have enough burst damage though? Yes, they do. They take down the Spectre. It's a beautiful Dream Coil though over on the back lines of that Ink Swell connecting on multiple targets. Look at them just chasing them down. No Tail now forced to just try to hide in the trees. He's not going to be able to as Tofu's trying everything he can to try to keep him alive. Meanwhile, on the back lines though, Topson poking away over at Tofu. That ultimate will of course proc as Topson's hunting the buyback now coming out from Lion. They've got the E-Blade. They're trying to just blow up the support. Need to be careful here. Ace was looking to wind up there with the Wraithfire Blast. Is not going to be able to get it off in time as they realize on the side of Smashers we should probably back up.
I actually like this buyback from Gilger just in case, even though it doesn't get them anything, it pushes away those three from just diving forward and just killing Ace and Tofu probably twice. So I do like that he does go for that there. They got to be careful. They're stacking. They stacked up so hard for the combos, the tiny Avatos, the Ink Swell, 4-man stomp from ET and Splitter. They do have to be a little bit more careful when they do that.
We do have the blink picked up now for the Wraith King, so we talked a little bit about how the initiation's a bit tricky here. It looks like he is going to be the one who's going to be running on in with his face, but you have to be careful with the Wraithfire Blast done, right? Because of the fact that it is very telegraphed.
Yeah, he does need follow-up, though. They want to be able to just, insta-lock down someone with Gilger and just kill them immediately with a finger, because there's no real saves on the side of OG to be able to protect any of this. So they can erase heroes right away at the start as
they want
Topson.
They want him so badly, and already, though, he's going to go up to the high ground, sees the bounty rune. Ace considering it, but looks like not going to hard commit here. The Aphotic Shield over on Ace trying to protect him. The jump forward here coming out from Sox with the Avatos. Tofu trying to get in position, trying to keep him alive. It's Ace chasing after him over on the back line, so they will find Seb. They've got the Ink Swell. They do have the shard on him, so he's going to be able to heal up quite a bit. So he'll turn right back in. Dream Coil gets used over on the back. We talked about Stormstormer. He needs to be able to stay alive as they get a nice splitter off. Seb, though, will fall. He's going to back off. Finger getting used on the back line. We'll be able to take down Topson. And now Ace, he's all silenced up. Ana running away here. They still have the reincarnation too. AC wants it. He's chasing after them. He finds himself No-Tail. The stomp coming through does manage to land. Radiant's burn, though, definitely hurts as No-Tail's trying to hide in the tree line. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, though. Not with that Firestorm. Oh, and Gilgear's just poking away over here at Soxa. Maybe a little bit too far away from the rest of the team here, but it looks like OGs, they're a little bit too nervous. They're not going to follow up on poor little Gilgear here.
No, they're really on point with the way they're getting these catches. Gilger over and over again, just getting Topson. He's got his number this game. The Lion counter usually versus the Puck. This time OG, they did pick that Puck into Lion, and Gilger might be making them regret it a bit there. He's constantly getting these disables, and it's the way that they postured themselves in the fight. If they start to retreat, you could see where OG is just going to be able to explode these heroes with the splitters and all that. But because they all stick together as a unit and actually run into the fight, it puts OG on this weird positioning in the fight that they have to kind of just run away with the ET. Puck goes in, and the rest of his team just bails on him. So great awareness from Smashers to just actually take the fight rather than looking to run away.
Definitely Gilgear's positioning has been absolutely wonderful this game. So it is difficult to get your hands on that puck, and you know that Topson, he likes to play this hero. He wants to, dive in and out, but it just always feels like the Smashers kind of have his number.
Yeah. The way Thompson always plays is just, it's super aggressive and it's super disruptive. So if Gilger is in these right places at the right time, it's going to break a lot of OG's annoyance that does happen in a lot of these games that causes Ana to just reap havoc and get these crazy farms. If he's just controlling Thompson's chaos, it's definitely going to work out for them. So right now, 7K gold lead, this Wraith King, 4K above the next. It's looking really good for them right now.
Seeing some of the TPs coming out now. Ace jumping forward immediately, sees Ana. He's not going to focus him down, though. He's got his eyes on Soxa instead. Avalanche coming through. That Inkswell healing him up. They're chasing. Seb over here trying to teleport out. They do manage to find themselves No-Tail, though. He's not going to be able to teleport away, but it looks like the Spectre and Soxa will be able to survive. As everybody's hopping in the bus, and we're going top.
Oh, I like this. They know that they're going to go play around this triangle side. They still have these 2 wards covering the area too. They could swing and find Ana for sure. Ooh. Ana does have Haunt available. He's about to buy his ulti orb. They know exactly where he is.
Link forward here.
Oh, he went left. They went up.
Did indeed.
Nice attempt with the Uber.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And still going to place some pressure here over on this tier 2. Thompson now picking up that blink on the puck. So perhaps, you know, we talked about his chaos. Gonna be able to make a little bit more this time around and perhaps get a bit more information before Gilger can jump on him. Getting very close to Ags too here for Seb. So that should change things a little bit in these fights.
Yeah, that should make Seb actually be able to be a walking force in the fights rather than just a stomp and a splitter. He'll actually be able to do something and contribute a little more. Gilger also pointing out he's hit level 15. So the line does get, it's only 4 stacks, but every little thing matters. 280 extra HP might be enough for him to live. Jump.
The aggression coming out. Oh, the finger immediately. All right, well, that's going to be a little bit more stacks here, Fogged.
There we go, 5 now.
All right. Getting more swole over on that lion. Pressure's on over here. How did they get in here, though? All right, the toss back immediately. Again, silence up. They're holding Ana in place. They've got that Inkswell, though. It's doing plenty of damage, but Tofu trying to save him alive. No, nice Dream Coil on the back lines as well, holding them into place. Stormstormer trying to get out as much damage as possible here as Gilger is just trying to drain all this mana. Just slowly but surely. Yes, you can't do anything to him other than poke him when that's going on. Jump into the back lines here from Thompson. We talked about that chaos. The Haunt's coming out, but okay, yes, Ana going forward here. This nice avalanche, but he's a little bit too far. He's not comfortable here. I don't think they're going to be able. No, the toss up coming out from Soxa, trying to keep him alive. It looks like he is going to be the one who's going to have to die, though.
Oh, he lives because of the Manta dodge on the Split Earth. He actually would have died for sure on Ana there, as they're jumping in again with Thompson.
They are indeed, and they managed to go and grab the puck at the last second. Big stroke of fate tossed out. They're focusing on the buildings.
Oh, I love seeing Gilger. He puts the shard to use there perfectly, just stands in front of a Tiny with his just mana drain, and Tiny can't do anything. He's magic immune.
Another Inkswell. They stacked up a little tight here, and they do have the Blade Mail. Another Split Earth, though, coming in. Ana, he's not looking too great right now as a dive in over onto the back lines. The stop buys a bit more time, but they do. They take down Ana, and they take down Thompson. No buyback on the Spectre, no buyback on this puck. Hellbear Smashers hitting fast, furious, and just hitting very, very hard right now as they immediately make their way down over to the bottom racks.
And they should be able to go for this one too. Gilger doing just clutch plays across the whole board of this game. The mana drain to stand on the high ground to bait some spells where they can't kill him. Then this last stun, he stuns Ana, and Thompson blinks on top of the stun. So he gets caught by, gets chain hexed, gets killed. And Ace just jumps forward and gets himself an easy no-tail.
Very well played here, coming out from Smashers.
Look at the poor puck. You see him, Thompson just blinks in and just gets stunned instantly.
They're going to finish off the racks. Oh, they cancel out the Uber. They've decided that they want to stay here. And they'll get themselves a Soxa.
Very clean. 11-0-6 on Ace, looking much more comfortable on Wraith King. The whole team looking phenomenal on OG. They do get the Ags on the ET, but I think we may have reached a point where that Ags isn't going to have the effect that I think OG wants it to.
I think I'm just concerned with the amount of damage that's being dumped out here coming out from Ace. I have to say, you know, it's tough for Tofu. We talked about the fact that he is going to be, you know, primary save, and he does have to be very, very close, but he's managing it. And Gilger's position has just been fantastic here. Seb, look at Gilger. He's eager. You have to be a little careful, though. They're going to focus up on the objectives here on the side of Hellbear Smashers. Middle tower will go down. Do they want to push their luck here? Do they go back in, or do they?
I think they
play it a
still
little
can go.
safe?
They are so strong right now, rallied around this. The Lesh now has reached points where he can't get burst. Bloodstone, Essence Ring, all this good stuff. Rasmus with the pipe and Crimson Guard. The damage just feels like it's nowhere near going to be there for OG. I am actually not really thinking they're going to kill many Heat targets at all. Maybe not even the supports in these next few fights.
Well, they're smoked up, and they're hoping that
We'll
they can
see.
get someone. I mean, Tofu and Rasmus are very far forward. Lion, Gilgear. Perhaps they can make something happen there. They get the Dream Coil off and the hold together, but No Tail immediately just absolutely crumbling as there's just so much damage, and the Earth Splitter not quite landing where they wanted to. They have a nice Dream Coil. Stormer buying himself just a little bit more time. Seb punching, trying to do everything. They just can't take down this Lion, as eventually they take down Seb. Ana already falling. Thompson somehow still alive, and over there the finger comes out, and down goes Saksa. Only
They can't even
Thompson.
kill a support. With every single spell thrown out there, the Crimson Guard, the Pipe, all these heals from Tofu as well with this, like the shield and the Mist Coil, they can't kill anybody. Even though they throw absolutely every spell, Gilgear gets the initial blink to reposition himself with his team on the high ground.
Dagger, Gilgear jumping forward immediately. The E-Blade, though, coming out from the puck, hoping that they could blow up Gilgear, but they just can't seem to do it. And again, he's got that magic immune as they just start draining all the mana. Down goes Ana. No buyback for 78 seconds.
They're
Rasmus.
gonna call it.
Yeah, there's the GG. Hellbear Smashers, 22 net worth lead, have managed to take down OG. They